Most people want to have a flat, level lawn. Now, I'm not talking about hills or your terrain because you can't change that stuff, but you can have an ultra smooth surface. You don't want to have lumps and bumps. Those things are going to cause you trouble when you're mowing, and they can even collect water. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of those lumps and bumps one at a time using a simple tool called a lute. And this one's got to be the best tool I've ever used. It's made in Germany, built out of stainless steel, and they've even sanded all the welds on this thing smooth. And if you've watched my channel for a while, you remember that I made a lawn leveling video a couple of years ago, but back then you couldn't really get any tools at all. In fact, the one I showed was from a golf course supply company, and this is the tool that I used in the video. Now, I've done a lot of leveling with this thing, and it's a solid performer, but it now costs the same as that German stainless steel version, and there are some quality differences. Between those bars, you can see there are gaps, and compared to the German tool called the rake, that thing is totally smooth. Another big difference is when you put these tools on their edge, you can see the German version is a lot deeper. That's going to give you another advantage when you're spreading out soil. If you get one of these German leveling rakes, you are going to need to supply your own handle, but fortunately you can use a simple wooden handle, or if you want to get fancy, they sell this adapter, and now you can connect it to the gardenia pole system. Now you can use this just with the rake, but they also make all kinds of tools for it that connect to the end of this pole, and you can remove it whenever it's not in use. Over the years, I've gotten rid of many of those bumps and holes in my lawn, and it's made it a lot smoother. But the first thing you need to consider is what will you use to actually level your lawn? Now, I'm not talking about the tool, but the material itself. I made an entire video to answer that question, but the short answer is if you're in the northern part of the country with a cool season lawn, you'll want to use soil to level your lawn. Now, many people are going to say sand, but that's not a good choice up here because your lawn itself is made up of soil. Now, if you've only got a few spots that you want to do, you can purchase soil like this in a bag, and then you'll want to mark the spots in your lawn. You'd be surprised how easy it is when you're walking around to kind of lose sight of where those dips are. Next, I like to put those bags of soil at each spot that I want to level. It's also a good idea to mow your lawn a little bit shorter than usual. That's going to make that whole leveling project go a little bit easier. Now, you might be thinking, why do I need that leveling tool at all? Couldn't I just use a rake or a broom? And you certainly can, but you're going to find that those tools will never do as good a job as one of these leveling tools. And now you're going to begin to see what makes this tool so amazing. As you're pushing it back and forth, watch what's happening to the dirt. You're not just spreading it around because you don't want to kill that grass around it. You want the dirt to go between the grass blades and ultimately raise that height of the spot. Now, I've leveled many spots on my lawn using that other tool, but I can say this German version goes a lot easier. Now, of course, it would be fantastic to fix all your bumps at once, but sometimes you can't. If that dip is too far down, you can only put so much dirt down at a time. Here I'm putting down 2 bags on each spot, and this will pretty much fix the area that I'm working on. But if your spots are really deep, you're going to have to do this a few times, maybe even over a couple of seasons, because the goal is you don't want to ruin the grass in the existing area. You just want to bring that level up. And I'm also not recommending that brand of soil I got at Lowe's. I found there were a lot of wood chips in it and sticks, and that is one cool advantage to that tool. As you go back and forth, somehow the rocks and debris that are in the dirt actually get collected in those channels, so you can easily dump it off as you're spreading out your area, because all that junk isn't going to help you level out anything. Now, many people feel that buying a tool like this is a waste because they're only going to use it one time, but the reality is if you've got a lawn, you're always going to be dealing with some type of a bump, rut, or even damage from something like a car driving over your lawn at some point in the future. But many of you are going to argue and say, why not just use a landscaping rake or a broom? Now, you certainly can, but the difference in this tool is it's got a huge advantage, and that's its weight. As you're pushing it back and forth, the tool itself is always forcing downward, and that's going to make the job a lot simpler on you and give you a much better result. The other reason these rakes are so amazing is because they work on an existing lawn. They push the blades of grass back and forth, and that kind of vibrates the dirt to the bottom, and that's exactly where you want it because you don't damage the good grass, you just bring the level of the lawn up a bit. And in terms of this rake, this thing's definitely the best lawn leveling tool I've ever used, and I love the fact it's stainless steel, so you're going to spend some money on it, but it should be the last lawn leveling tool you're ever going to purchase. I'd also encourage you to watch the video on the upper right hand corner. It's made by the YouTube channel Princess Lawn Care, and this guy did an awesome job reviewing multiple lawn rakes against each other, and he also found this rake to be a really good tool. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already for more videos coming up.